and welcome back to the channel. I am Krifu Bernal, aka Chris Bernal in the flesh world, and I'm happy to be back here with you tonight to play some more Pathfinder in our ongoing solo Skull and Shackles campaign. Cheers! Ooh, that's good. Instead of beer tonight, I have a Bembel with care. Apfelwein mit Cola. In Germany, it seems like they put lots of weird things together that you wouldn't normally expect together. So, yeah, it's a nice little Mischung, as they say. I have a new mic today, so you'll have to bear with me as I'm still kind of trying to figure out exactly how this setup should be. Got a little bit too much here on my desk at the moment. I also have with me my hero cards. Just dropped something. My hero cards. And we're going to... I've been meaning to do this for a while, but you know, there's so much going on. When we roll our motif oracle dice, the oracle dice from the motif storytelling engine that we're using, we are going to use the third die. Instead, we're going to forego the third die, rather. We're just going to roll 2d6, and we're always going to pull a hero card with it. Hero card are the Golarian version of tarot cards. And so I'm kind of excited to see how that begins to affect our gameplay tonight. We find ourselves back on the Wormwood, of course, far out at sea on day 6. It's been almost a full week since our heroes, or our main characters rather, I don't know how quite heroic they are, since our main characters found themselves press-ganged into service aboard the pirate ship, the Wormwood. Is this loud enough? There we go. That's a little bit better. It's been almost a week. A week ago, Friday, our heroes found themselves entering into the Fortunately Made, a bar in Port Peril, the capital here of the pirate realm, the Shackles, and woke up the next morning aboard the Wormwood. There, they found themselves forced into service for the Captain Barnabas Harrigan, who has been quite unavailable in the past week since they've been here. Instead, they've been bossed around, or managed, one might say, by the first mate and his minion, Mr. Plug and Master Scourge. Let me do a quick sound check. Okay, cool. The music could be just a little bit louder. Okay, cool. So, yes, in those past few days, they have managed to get to know some of the crew, and last night they partook in some fighting with one of the officers on board, a Shawanti man who refers to himself as the Owl Bear. A spear was able to best him almost narrowly. He was lowered down to 7 hit points, we can see here. But using his mythic abilities, he was able to overcome the Owl Bear and win 100 gold in the process. So I think we're just going ahead and we're going to heal him back up to 18. Between himself and his friend Sandara Quinn, the priestess of Besmara, the Pirate Queen, they can expend enough Cure Light Wounds to bring him back up to full. So, I think we find ourselves back on the open ocean. Right, back on the open ocean. Day 6 dawns. Another bright day in late Gozrin. I think we might even be moving into May soon. Which... I don't know what month that is. Let's pull up the Golarian calendar, shall we? Golarian calendar. Gozrin would be April, based on the deity Gozra. Desnus. That is what I was thinking in my mind. And despite the fact that we are heading into late spring, this part of the world is quite tropical. And every day only brings more heat and more humidity out on the open sea. I've pre-rolled our duties for these days, so as Spear and Haslin begin to awake, we see them heading on up for some duties. Okay, so I think we hop up onto the deck where we can see Spear Morska. There we go. Sorry, things are happening. A tall, broad-shouldered, tanned, olive-skinned man with striking purple eyes and dark black hair that is framed by these dark bone ridges that emerge from the top of his skull, kind of creating a little bohawk effect. We can see that he's got gills on the side of either of his necks and that his hands are slightly webbed. As he comes out onto the deck, he is given rope work duties. Mr. Plug approaches him. Well. Spear Morska, right? You proved yourself pretty powerful last night in besting the owlbear. Maybe you can keep those muscles taut by handling the ship's ropes today. The spear kind of seems a little... frowns narrowly and nods. Of course, Mr. Plug. I will do... like always, I will do as you ask. And he kind of like goes off and begins coiling ropes. That's going to take a DC 10 Profession Sailor check. Easy peasy for our man... for our man Spear. He is a professional sailor. And so this should be one of his easier tasks. He'll take a +5 to this unless he wants to do something else today. He might want to do something else today. Before that, let's go down as he begins coiling up the ropes to the lower deck, where we can see Haslin heading into the galleys. Haslin is a rosy-cheeked and tan little gnomish man with silver hair, and his familiar Hawk the seagull flies and sits down on his left shoulder, where a little leather pauldron is waiting for him. Before entering the galley, Haslin clears his throat, ties his hair back, stands up straight. He's no longer fatigued, so we'll take that off. And enters into the galley, hoping. He looks up at Hawk. Oh, gee, Hawk, I hope that Croup is a little bit sober today. And he walks in and he sees Croup out the window. The portly human man turns around, wiping red-stained vomit from his mouth. If it isn't little Haslin, Group says. Haslin goes, well, I guess today's not our day, Hawk. Right. So, yeah, Captain Harrigan wants to celebrate the fight last night. He was talking something about making sure our new he stutters. Our new sailors get something good, make them feel right at home here on board the Wormwood. And he kind of almost like starts like moving back and forth and like tilting forward and backward. Haslin looks worried. Right, Croupy, you okay? You doing all right, bud? Yeah, right as rain. And he takes a big old swig from the mug of rum he's holding. Just need a little bit more rum. Yeah, go ahead and slaughter one of the pigs today and prepare one of your special feasts like you did last time for the crew, huh? Eh? And Haslin watches in despair as Croup just falls over and down to the ground, snoring, dead, drunk. All right, this isn't gonna go good. I mean, we did fine last time, Hawk. So it can't be that bad, right? Let's get to work then, shall we? He smiles nervously. As per the rules for day-to-day activities, if our heroes want to do something else, they potentially take a penalty to whatever task they've got going on. Ship actions. Here we go. So, double checking. Here we go. Work diligently. Haslin most definitely is going to work diligently today. He has a big task in front of him if Harrigan truly wants to build a special feast for everyone. So he's going to make sure to work diligently and gain a +4 bonus on any one check for the job's daily task. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's only one check, whereas because Croup is drunk, he's also going to need to make a DC 15 profession check. So starting off with a DC 10 survival check or DC 15 intelligence check, since Haslin is no cook. He has no experience in it. Let's go ahead and start off with this roll. We're going to start off with the survival check, which luckily he's not trained in survival. But hold on. Rivals. His familiar Hawk, the Seagull, gives him a bonus to survival, which, despite being untrained, normally he would just get a +0. Hawk's going to give him a +3. We're looking for a 10 on this, and that's a 9. +4 from working diligently gets him above. So as he's chopping up the pig, things are starting to look a little grim when he remembers, if I, because of what we did last time, I can mince this up a little bit, put it into a sausage maybe, and then nobody would be any the wiser. So he gets a little bit dirty, but as he's cooking, he's doing all right. Now we have to cook it, and this is a problem. He needs a +2 to this check. So we're gonna go ahead and use one of his mythic surge abilities. Haslin and Spear are both mythic characters, so they have something called a mythic surge, which allows them to use 1d6 on any one check. 18. Oh, that was close. All right, we've got this chopped up, Hawk. Now we just need to cook it properly, and oh God. Garl, let a gold watch over me. I hope this works out. And he begins cooking the sausages that he's prepared for tonight's feast. Luckily, I mean, even without the mythic surge, he would have hit 15, but he remembers what he did a week before, and he's going to do all right with it. Let's head back to Spear. Spear, he's getting a +5 on this check, and he only needs a 10. So he needs to get 5 or higher, essentially. And I'm kind of interested in taking the day to do something else. We could try to influence a single NPC. We could try to sneak aboard, explore one area of the ship. We could go to the shop, take a -2 penalty, and visit the quartermaster's store. He does have more gold now, but I'm not terribly into it. And then he could also shirk, take a -2 penalty on all checks, and take time exploring one area of the ship. Sneaking allows you to briefly explore it, whereas shirking allows you to take time exploring. And if you shirk, you have to make a check to avoid being discovered. His stealth is only a +1. Quick sound check. Okay, good. I say we shirk. We look around somewhere. He's feeling pretty bold after last night. Yeah, we're gonna shirk. Take a -2 penalty on this check. So he's rolling. But you know what? I'm gonna roll mythic. Because why not? 27. Boom. So Spear, with his purple eyes, quickly rolls up some of the ship's ropes, coiling them, stowing them, and securing them. And looks around as soon as he's kind of wrapped it up and heads off to a different part of the ship. I think he wants to go... Where does he want to go? I'm half tempted to check out the officers' quarters. The way Mr. Plug talked to him, the way that Master Scourge has been treating him, he's not liking it. And I think he wants to kind of like scope it out, see what's going on. So we're looking at A4, the officers' quarters. The ship's officers occupy the hammocks and sleeping mats in this cramped cabin. A set of steps descend sharply into the middle hold. The 2 narrow doors leading to the main deck area are locked with good locks and are trapped with harpoon traps. So if he... Maybe he... let's close these up. And let's go back up top. He's on... Oh, we are on the upper decks. No. Here we go. We'll pretend that a lot of these folks... Well, there are plenty of these folks here, but we can pretend that a lot of them aren't. He might, like, step over here and try one of the doors, noticing that it's locked, and just head down here. If he goes up and around through the lower deck, down here, and then back up here, up here. These stairs go down to the lower deck. These stairs go up to the upper deck from the middle deck. So he goes to the bottom of the stairs, and he listens real quick. Listens for any sound of people up there, perhaps? And maybe, hopefully, here's nothing. Hi, Nero. Thank you. I appreciate it. I like to do a little bit of eyeliner and makeup for the pirate stream, as it were. Here we are. I certainly appreciate you hanging out with us once again. One of our main characters here, Spiermorska, a Azarketi male with gills on his neck, is coming up the stairs into the officers' quarters in hopes that he can explore and look around a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 hammocks up here. At least one of them may often be found here at any given time during the day. I do think I know who is up here. But first, we're going to need to make a check to avoid discovery. Attempting a stealthy action. Attempting a stealthy action where there is a chance or discovery. Exploring a room during the day is a DC 15. Oh shit, he only gets a +1 on this. So we're going to go ahead and use another mythic surge to boost this. He begins sneaking up the stairs, listening and hoping that there's no one up there. It's a 12. So as soon as he comes up the stairs, he gets a look around the officers' quarters. He can see 4 or 5 hammocks strung up along the walls here in front of these doors. This door to the south is open. And inside we can see a woman wearing a long black jacket and a blue hat. She seems to be working in some sort of laboratory. Is that correct? Laboratory? Yes. There are 2 narrow doors. You can see footlockers underneath all of the what are they called? I just said the word for them, hammocks. And we see into Peppery Longfarthing's laboratory. You can see this woman like kind of looking over a table in a cramped cabin. And you can see these shelves lining the walls of the very small 5-foot wide cabin. He gets a brief look. We are going to give him a perception check, I think. Right, he does get a perception check on this. Sorry, this is the first time we're taking a sort of sneaky, shirky perception check. He can take 10 on a single perception check or other skill check, but must make a check to avoid being discovered. So he can take 10 on this. But if he's discovered, what happens? Failing this check by 4 or less means the PC is attempting the action is merely disturbed and is unable to complete the action. Failing the check by 5 or more means the PC is caught red-handed. What did we fail it by? We needed a 15. We failed it by 3. Holy shit. Okay, we're not turned over or anything. So he sees her kind of working and steps into the room looking around. He can see the footlockers and maybe like takes a step forward to see what she's working on. Should I take 10 on this perception check? He gets a +5 to perception. That puts us at a 15. Or I could roll higher, perhaps. We'll take 10, 15 on it. So he gets a really good look around. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else that he would get with a 15 on this. Officers' quarters. He sees their footlockers. He sees the hammocks. He sees the 2 narrow doors. They might be trapped with harpoon traps. I don't know if he would be able to see that. Yeah, he's probably not looking at them specifically. So yeah, he sees into the Peppery Longfarthing's laboratory and sees that she's got quite a lot of curious and often unsettling objects hanging out in there. He recognizes her as the sailing master aboard the ship. But as soon as he like steps up here, she begins to turn around real quick, and he quickly ducks down back into the stairwell and goes on with his day. Close. Oh, that was really close. We could have been caught red-handed, and that would have been bad. That would have not have been good. But that brings us to the night. These days are going by a little fast. There's nothing really planned on the agenda here. And so nighttime comes, and when everyone comes up for dinner, Haslin has prepared a wonderful feast. Enjoy, everyone. It's all thanks to the captain, Captain Barnabas Harrigan. Thank you so much. We're so grateful to be members on your crew, and I think as he says it, people might believe him. Captain Harrigan looks on. Right. Yes. Everyone, I'd like to congratulate you all on completing your first week here as new crew members here aboard the Wormwood. The pirates begin to shout, "Huzzah! Yeah! Hurrah!" I just closed my... thingamajig. Haslin says, "We've got plenty of pork sausage here for you, so eat up, everyone, and enjoy, of course. Rum rations for everyone, as always." And he grins happily as people seem to be enjoying his food. Let's take it to night actions. I feel like Haslin's probably gonna be entertaining the crew. Taking his time to get to know everyone. For night actions, he's gonna do an entertain check. All right, everyone, please gather around. As you're eating, I'd like to entertain you all with another tall tale from Haslin's box of stories. And the pirates begin to look around. He's known for telling good stories. I don't think he can quite use his Besmara ability just yet. It's once a week that he's allowed to use that ability. We're talking about his barroom tail spinner. It has not been a full week yet. It's only been 6 days. But he is going to go ahead and make a perform check. Let's check page. It says see page 67. Life of a pirate. Life of a pirate. Pirate entertainments. Arm wrestling. Hoglob. Heave. Nope. There's nothing about... Oh, right. A character can succeed at a DC 20 performance check. So if he succeeds at telling this tale, he'll gain a +2 circumstance bonus on anyone listening. So that's pretty much the entire crew as he's telling this story. Well, I'd like to tell everyone a story about how Spear, Sandora, and I took down the awful rats down on the bilge the other day. And he begins trying to cut the ums and ahs from my vernacular as much as possible. He begins telling the story about how they fought in the bilge a few days ago. 2 days ago. He tells the tale about how Spear deftly speared the rats through the drecky water of the bilge, and how Sandara was able to call upon Besmara's power to summon a shark made completely out of water to give him a flanking advantage against the rats as he stabbed them with his daggers. This will be a +5 performance check. We're going to use a mythic surge because we can. And we'll see how he does. +5 +1d6. 16, it is not enough. The story does not seem to... people enjoy it and they laugh at the right parts. But a story about killing rats in a bilge, it's nothing that none of them haven't had to do on their own either. Let's go to Spear as Haslin is telling the story. He is going to go and try... at some point, he heads down to cast Create Water. So humming to himself and calling upon Besmara, he goes down into the bilge and pulls water out of the air and onto his body, soaking his skin before it begins to crack and his organs begin to fail. He needs to submerge himself once a day. Otherwise, he'll have issues. As he comes back out, kind of having cleaned himself, I think his new friend, Rosie Cuswell. Nope. Right here. She's like, "Hey, you fucker, come on over here. Come on, let's play some games." He looks up. Games? What kind of games? Nope. Oh, well, we've got maybe a card game going on? Arm wrestling? Hoglob? Lead ingot. Here's a drinking game. We've got a drinking game going on. What are you, a weakling? Come on, coward. Let's do it. And she the halfling woman pounds the table, her returned violin at her side, unwilling to let go of it. She smiles, gratefully, up at Spear. Well, what are the rules of the game? Nope. You never heard of Heave? Oh, yes, I think I have played it once before. And she begins to... I keep doing that. She begins to explain the rules of the game. All right, we've got some rum. We've got a couple different pirates here. So we're all going to take we're going to, in one swig, going to drink half a pint of rum. And whoever passes out first loses. Which one is left standing wins, basically. It's pretty easy. And there's a bet to predict the winner beforehand. So we'll see if he earns a little bit of gold on this. The DC increases by +3 for each consecutive drink. Doing so forces participants to make a successful DC 15 Fortitude save, or have the damage dealt by the rum ration increased by +1. How much damage does a rum ration do? Oh, this is not good. Hold on, let's double check. Rum ration. Grok puts down the rum ration. Rest. Rum ration. Aboard many ships, half a pint of rum is distributed to each crew member at dusk. The rum is staggeringly strong and is often watered down to make grog. Characters drinking the ration are affected as though they had taken an addictive drug. Holy shit. The rum ration is doled out more to keep the crew sated and docile than for recreation. The penalty for selling or spilling the ration is 6 lashes. So don't sell it or spill it. But it does sound like everyone has to drink it in order to... Wait, because if you give it away, you can tilt it away, but... Was I supposed to be rolling this the whole time? It almost sounds like they're trying to get you addicted to the rum. I mean, look at Ambrose. The way he is, he's always drinking the rum. He's fucked up all the time. So 1d4 alchemical bonus to charisma and fatigued for 1d8 hours. Damage 1d3 con. Holy shit. Okay, I guess I'm playing Heave. Kind of wish I hadn't done this. But, oh well, DC 15 Fortitude save, or have the damage dealt by the rum ration increased by +1. The DC increases by +3 for each consecutive drink. Okay, so as it comes around to Spear, he looks down at half the pint of rum and takes a big old gulp. All right, here goes nothing. He's going to use his mythic surge ability because I don't want to deal with this. He gets a +4. Oh, I can't use mythic surge. That's just on skill checks. 16. Okay, he passes. If he hadn't passed, the damage dealt by the rum ration would increase. Then a few of the pirates kind of... we should roll this for Rosie, too, since she's playing, huh? We most definitely should. Real quick. Wormwood's crew. Here's Rosie. She gets a... Well, actually, I should have just... let me pull up her character sheet here in Hero Lab. Import hero. Notable named NPCs. Rosie Cuswell. She's a fighter, level 2 fighter halfling. And so she gets a +4 as well. That's neat. She downs her rum without an issue. It comes back to Spear, and the DC increases by +3. So he needs to get a 16, 17, 18. All right. Natural 1. Oh, God. He takes it and immediately begins to vomit. Okay, Rosie, it's up to you. 14. The DC is definitely... so both of them lose a couple gold and pass out. They're going to take 1d3 damage from this. Yikes. Not good. Not good at all. They're going to take... They're not addicted. Well, actually... Spear might have gained an addiction from this. And they're both going to take 1d3 con damage. Jesus, why did I do this? 3 points of con damage. Holy crap. Adjust. Conferred ability adjustments. Damage. Is that a thing? No. I guess it would just be other adjustments. Ability score damage. 3 points of ability score damage. And we'll call it 2 points because he'll sleep it off. And in the morning, they'll both go down to 2 instead of the 3. God. So they're fucking wasted, is basically what's happening. Hey, I mean, they're having a good time, I guess. That's all that matters, right? Right? I don't know. That takes us to day 7. Spear wakes up. Oh, Rosie. He looks over, and she's laying in a hammock. Huh? What is it? That rum last night. Oh, it hit me too hard. Yeah. I think it kind of hit me too hard. My stomach's fucking rolling like a fucking barrel at sea in a storm. And they both like run to the bilge and like puke down the hatch together. He's not fatigued because he slept it off, thank goodness. So him and Haslin begin their duties for day 7. Spear comes up to the main deck. Well, drink a little too hard last night, Spear. Nothing I can't handle, Mr. Plug. What are my duties today? Well, unfortunately for you, you're going to be working the mainsail, which, pro tip, is one of the hardest rigging duties to manage. Hope you can make it through. Oh, yes, I will do my best. So, because he's hungover, he's going to work diligently on this and get that +4 to this check. He'll need to make a DC 10 Profession Sailor check and a DC 10 Constitution check to avoid being fatigued. That's the one we're going to use the +4 for, because he's getting a +5 on this already. Oh my god, barely makes it. Absolutely barely makes it. And then he's going to go ahead and roll a Constitution check. So that's not a Constitution save, that's a check. And unfortunately, his Constitution is lowered because of what happened last night. So it's just a +1. Can we use a Mythic Power Surge on this? This is the Surge. You can expend one use of mythic power to increase any d20 you roll you just made. So we can do it afterwards. And this isn't just for skills, it's any d20 roll. Hey, hell yeah. All right, so +1, +4 to avoid being fatigued. That's a DC 10 Constitution check. So he's not fatigued, and we don't have to use a Mythic Surge. Very well done, Spear. He barely makes it through the shift on day 7. I keep hitting my mic. We go over to Haslin, and Haslin makes his way back to the galley once more. All right, Hawk. He looks up at his seagull familiar. Let's cross your fingers that Group's sober today. And as he walks in, he can see Ambrose Croup. Maybe a little tipsy, but sober enough to do his job. Hey, Haslin. Good job last night on the meal. Mr. Plug had a little conversation with me last night, and he says I should be trying harder to do my job. So, you're just gonna be helping me today. No need to slaughter pigs or cook all on your own, okay? All right, little buddy. Oh, gee, all right. Yeah, that sounds great, Chef Croup. And Haslin does a little salute to him. It's just no check is required for this day. So the two of them begin working, and at some point, halfway through the day, Croup says, let's take a little break, have a little bit of lunch. A good chef should never be working on an empty stomach, as I always say. All right, Chef Croup, that sounds good to me. Listen, and the chef kind of like pulls him a little bit closer. I want to tell you, it's poison, this ship. Don't let anyone hear you say it aloud. The hull listens, see? And the captain hears it all. Poison the wormwood is, though, rotten to the core. You'll not meet a more nasty, sour piece of work than Captain Harrigan in all your days at sea. And his crew's the same. Wait, no, but Croup, Captain Harrigan, he's given us 2 feasts in the last week. He can't be that bad of a captain. No. Take my word for it. Him and this crew, they're all poison and rotten, especially the first mate, Mr. Plug. Vicious little sod he is. He'd take his own mother's liver to the butcher to make pies with, he would. But they leave me alone mostly. They know I can't harm them, I'm just a chef. But, I don't know about that. Let's see. I don't know. Croup has stats. So we're going to go ahead and check out those stats. Maybe have him roll a diplomacy. I think he really wants to make sure that Haslin listens to him when he says this. No, I'm telling you, you got to listen to me. You think a good captain would be press ganging every single one of his crew members in the service? Haslin, I think you're a smarter man than that. Haslin kind of looks up and thinks for a moment. Ambrose gets a +7 to his diplomacy check, which is only 11. Haslin's listening to him, and the smell of like Ambrose's kind of rotten mouth is coming out, and there's still his teeth are rum stained and wine stained. We're gonna roll a sense motive versus that. He needs. He only gets a +0 of 4. Haslin shakes his head. All right, whatever you say, Croup. Let's just get back to work, eh? And I think Croup can tell that he's not getting through to him. Day 7, Haslin still likes Captain Harrigan. The ship is poisoned. Captain Harrigan is one of the worsts. Haslin, because he doesn't need to make a check today, has a little free time at some point. What's he going to do? He could go and look around. He could go and try and influence somebody. There are other crew members that he has a plus. No, he did not succeed that charisma check. There's a gnomish woman who talked to him yesterday. Give her tips. She doesn't quite like him just yet. But there is also a ship's officer who is a gnome, Patch Salt, bosun, and sycophant of Plug and Scourge. So yeah, I think after that following conversation, Haslin, if you don't mind, Chef, I'm gonna pop up on deck and get some fresh air, aye? And the chef kind of nods solemnly. Yeah, you do that, Haslin. Take a break. And he looks a little sad. Right. Come on, Hawk. And he kind of talks to the seagull on his shoulder. Let's get you above deck and into the fresh air. You can do a little flying around, huh? So he goes up. As he sees Patch Salt, a gnomish woman. Let's see. She's right here. This one. 82 health. Jeez. So we'll put her up here. She's kind of like got a eyeglass out and she's looking around. And he goes to follow her. Oi, excuse me, Miss Patch Salt, was it? The gnomish woman regards him. Yeah, what do you want? I'm saying gnomes all have Australian accents here. Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, one of the new ones, huh? Quit bothering me. I'm keeping a lookout. Oh, well, what are you looking out for, miss? She points. You see those storm clouds? It doesn't feel good. I need to keep close eye on them so I can warn Master Scourge and Mr. Plug about the incoming storm. The winds are picking up mighty as well. What are you, some kind of landlubber? You can't tell? He's like, oh, I just wanted to talk to you. I mean, as fellow gnomes. You think as fellow gnomes we got any right to, let's see, damn it. I always do this. I have these hotkeys set up, but unfortunately, Control W closes browser windows. So I don't quite like that one. We'll just stick with Haslin. The gnomish woman regards him. What are you, some kind of landlubber? And he's going to go ahead and make a diplomacy check on her. She's unfriendly. She might even be hostile, TBH. So I don't think that there's any chance he's going to have to change her opinion of him. But he gets to make the check either way. 19. I'll say that she definitely... It's, you know, even if she's not quite hostile, she's still unfriendly, and she's probably not terribly charismatic. Patch Salt. Listen, take some advice from me. The kind of roguish looking gnomish woman says, keep your head low. And you'll get on right around here. Don't piss off Master Scourge and Mr. Plug. They're the ones really running things here. I thought Captain Harrigan was in charge. Yeah. That's what everybody wants to think. That's what they want everybody to think. But those two are the real brains and brawn behind this operation. You hear me? Now get out of here. And she kind of kicks his butt. And he hops over to the stairs and makes his way down. As the night rolls in, the wind begins to pick up. And the clouds that Patch was observing, we can see lightning strike in the distance. The crew quickly takes their rum rations and their meal down below deck to avoid the incoming rain. I think Spear and Haslin are going to find each other. Hey, Spear? Oh, Haslin. Ugh, my voices are all over the place. Haslin, how are you doing? It's been we've been quite busy the last 2 days, huh? Right. I had a conversation with Chef Krupp today, and well, he wanted to kind of give me a warning, but he's just a drunk. He's not really. He doesn't seem like all that. A warning? What kind of warning did the chef give to you, Haslin? Well, he wanted to tell me that, Captain Harrigan, he's... And he brings his voice low. Captain Harrigan, he's poisoned, he's rotten, through to the core. He said, what do you say, more nasty, sour piece of work than anyone he's ever met. And of course, he wanted to talk about, he said the same thing about Mr. Plug. Right, I can honestly agree Mr. Plug is quite a rat bastard. Well, you've got more experience at sea than I do. I just kind of assumed that all sailors were like this. No, not all sailors. All pirates, maybe, but I haven't had any experience aboard a pirate ship. Oh, really? What kind of ships do you really did you normally work on then, Spear? Well, I got my sea legs, as they call it, serving on an orphan vessel. That is where I learned my common, and I've been told that I often seem to have a northern accent. We did mostly lots of drinking and fishing as well, which doesn't seem to be honestly that different, except the folks on the crew on the ship, they seem angry. Yeah, it's kind of hard making friends aboard this ship. Normally people just do whatever I say. I mean, normally people, Haslin kind of like catches himself. Normally people, I get along with everyone I meet. Spear regards him carefully. I have trouble trying to figure out the relationship between Spear and Haslin. They are my two main PCs, and so they are allies. But I also want them to be in part rivals. The successes of one should be to the detriment of the other, not necessarily in a normal way that a party would work. But the story I'm trying to tell here is more about how their rival relationship is building, especially in this first book. I mean, this is the beginning of the relationship. So I'm going to go ahead, instead of rolling dice, I'm going to go ahead and just, we should roll some dice from the motif book as well. Try and emulate some of what's happening here. We need a obvious answer. So I think as Spear regards Haslin, the Azarketi man begins to think about how little he truly knows this silver-haired gnome. And I'm trying to figure out, does Spear actually like Haslin? Haslin doesn't dislike Spear. He doesn't necessarily like that Spear has gained the sort of intimidative respect of the crew in the way that he has. But I don't know if Spear has wondered about how much he's liked. Haslin. So we've got two questions here. The first, we need a yes or no, and the second is to the degree. And then we'll pull a tarot card to see what the flavor of the question is. I'm using the Motif Story Engine here. You can find this on Drive-Thru RPG, and it is a easy way to kind of emulate having a game master or emulate randomness into the game. So we're going to go ahead and roll 2d6. The question is, does Spear actually like Haslin? The first one is a 3, so that means maybe, mixed answer, middle, average. So even the Oracle can't tell us this. The second degree die is the degree, weak, inconsequential, or minimal. So at the moment, he's pretty neutral about Haslin, and honestly, I think doesn't think much of him. This little gnome is a decent cook. He tells a good story, but he seems to be all flash and quite shallow, whereas as Spear is more interested in people who have hidden depths or secrets. And we're going to pull we pulled the Survivor. This is the true neutral card of Constitution, which is a good fit for Spear. He looks at the gnome and thinks to himself, this gnome wants to be friends, but I have not had friends for a long time for a reason. When we think back to Spear's past, in which he was left alone, maybe his scouting party was attacked by sea creatures, monsters, and he wakes up somewhere in the cold, dark depths of the seafloor, and he can see that several of his fellow Azarketi have been torn apart. He looks around, swirling in the water, his hair kind of waving. And there's a glowing medallion tucked into a little corner. Maybe one of the sea monsters that attacked them. These deep ones. Large fish-like people with heavy scales and broken tie tridents. Has a medallion around its neck. A wooden holy symbol of a skull with these black tentacles coming around it, like a skull and bones, like a crossbones. Crossbones? Skull and crossbones? Anyway, Spear looks down at it, recognizes it as a holy medallion of the goddess Besmara, the pirate queen, goddess of the waves, goddess of battle, and goddess of sea monsters. And he knows that she had something to do with this. So we come back, and Spear's looking down at Haslin, and he just thinks, this little weak man, that is nothing I can do for him. He would not survive on the depths, on the floor of the sea. So I too will not be concerned about this man. Well, anyway, I forgot what the whole point of this conversation was. Well, Spear, I was wondering, maybe we could take a look around, go and talk to Captain Harrigan ourselves, see what he's up to, eh? I will do that. That sounds like a good idea. Despite the fact that he doesn't care much at all about Haslin. He doesn't dislike him. He doesn't care for him, though. The two of them are going to sneak up to Captain Harrigan's quarters. We are looking at ship's actions. And we're looking at the night action sneak. Take time exploring one area of the ship. The PC can take 20 on a single perception check or other skill check, but must make a check to avoid being discovered. We are attempting a stealthy action. Under cover of a suitable diversion, when the rest of the crew are working or on deck enjoying themselves. Or are we attempting it? Yeah. So we're going to look at a DC 10 for discovery here. That's a stealth check for both of these folks as we head towards Captain Harrigan's quarters. Let's see, A5. Captain's cabin. And if we take a look at the map, we can see Captain Harrigan's quarters are here. Well, everyone's kind of busy, so instead of coming through these doors, they'll head down and then up like this. And we need, Hawk here, of course, as well. Before we get any further, let's go ahead and make these stealth checks. We're going to go ahead and make, well, we don't have to make these mythic surges just yet. We can always apply that afterward. Spear is getting a +1 stealth. Haslin is getting a +11. Very nice. So easy. This is mostly for Spear's sake. +8. Roll that 1d6. +9. No. So I think as we come up, we get to the door, and he didn't fail it by much. So immediately we can hear voices on the other side of the door. Captain Harrigan is speaking. Batten down the hatches. If a storm's truly coming in the morning, everyone needs to be ready to work. Double shifts. Through the night and through the next day if necessary. I want everyone working their ass off, you hear me? Of course, Captain Harrigan. The cold, steely voice of Mr. Plug. Aye, aye, Captain! And Master Scourge perks up as well. Haslin looks up at Spear as they're kind of listening. If anyone complains, see to it that they get lashed severely, but only after the storm passes. We need all hands on deck. What about Fish Guts, Captain? He has been quite useless as of late. The chef is a good cook. I always wanted 5-star dining. That's why we press ganged him in the first place. But if he can't keep his head above water, well, we'll have to push it down for him. The three pirates begin to laugh, and as the door opens and make their way out, Spear and Haslin quickly, kind of duck down the steps back into the middle hold to get away. So, you hear that, Haslin? Looks like we'll be working double shifts. Right, but you don't think they really meant what they said about drowning Chef Croup, do you? Let's roll a sense motive check for the pair. This is for Haslin, 16. That's pretty good. And for Spear, he gets a +0 as well. 19. I would not put it past them, Haslin. Don't you remember our first day aboard? That man who was caught trying to steal from the quartermaster. They keel-hauled him, and he died. You may have not seen it, but I got a decent look at the body afterwards. There was nothing left, just shreds of flesh. All right. You don't have to tell me twice. And the two of them head down for the night. The next day, when they wake up, they can hear the rest of the crew already working. The sound the sound of the ship creaking back and forth amongst the waves. Folks shouting as they are tossed to and fro. Sound check. Okay, cool. Sorry. Just gotta do it as we go in between. As Haslin and Spear make their way up, Sandara is walking up with them. Oh God, Besmora bless us. I'm a little worried about this. And they pop up above deck where Mr. Plug is shouting orders. You! Batten down the hatches! You get those ropes tied! Keep the sails taut, we've got to drive through this storm! You! And he points at Haslin. Oh, right, I'll just head back below deck and help the chef. Fat chance you'll be helping the chef. Take a look around, you gnome. You think we have any time for cooking today? We've got a ship to save from the storm. Lightning cracks. Cocoon. Oh, shit. I did not mean to time it like that. So we head to day 8 as the storm begins. Why don't you stick close to your tall friend, gnome? He'll show you what to do. Spear, make sure the rigging stays safe. It's been getting damaged quite frequently since the storm began. Keep the repairs up all day if need be. Aye, Mr. Plug. Haslin, come with me. And the two of them begin climbing into the rigging above the ship. Haslin looks freaked out. The Spear, I don't know about this. I don't think I'll rightly be able to. Come on, Haslin, I'll help you. Get up. I think it's safe to say we're going to be working diligently on these tasks today. As the Captain Barnabas, he is kind of shouting from he's up at the till, holding onto the wheel and watching everyone, making sure that they're staying at work. So as he said, with this storm that's arising, we've got to keep the ship afloat, essentially. Haslin's not going to be able to cook today, so that means we're rigging repair. We're going to need to take DC climb checks to reach the rigging 30 feet up. It's a few different climb checks for both of them. Spear most likely is going to pass it. Haslin, I don't know. Followed by a DC 10 profession sailor check. The DC is, both of the DCs are +2 because of the storm. We're looking at DC 12s for climbing and profession sailor. Haslin's not a sailor, so he's going to need to make dexterity checks to tie this rope and make sure the rigging stays repaired. They'll both have to make constitution checks at the end of their second shift. Shit, so they're going to be doing it all day and all night as well. Damn. Okay. And tomorrow too, they'll go straight into other work. Yikes. Yikes indeed. Let's see how they do. Let's start with the climb checks. We're moving at 5 feet per round. So we're going to need to make 6 climb checks for both of them to reach the rigging. 6 climb checks? Is that correct? Is that right? No. Just 3 climb checks. Okay. Oh, shit. Like I said, Spear can do this. He's got a +7 to climb. I'm not too worried about him. This is for Spear. We're making 3d20. 17, 18, and 11. Easy enough. However, Haslin is weak. He has an 8 strength as a little gnomish figure, so he's only getting a +1 on these checks. He needs a 9. No, excuse me, he needs an 11 or higher because of the storm. 3, 5, and 4. Oh my god. So he makes multiple attempts to climb up the rigging, and he's going to take several points of damage. Well, shit. Yeah, he's going to take several points of damage from this. 13 points of damage. Holy shit. Is he even okay? Does he even have 13 hit points? 14. -1. He's sitting at 1 hit point. Wow. He eventually makes it up. Does he? Failing this check is not good for him. I mean, Mr. Plug, even if, what's Mr. Plug going to do? Lash him even further? Like, he's going to kill him? No, that's not going to happen. We're going to go ahead and roll a Cure Light Wounds from Spear. Oh my god, we're going to do 2 Cure Light Wounds to bring him back up 10 hit points. Shit. Okay, so eventually Spear helps Haslin up into the rigging. All right, Haslin. You must keep the knots taut. Wherever you see a knot get loose, tie it back up, all right? Okay, I'll try my best. Yeah, they shout at each other over the storm and begin knotting up the ropes. We're going to need to make DC 12 checks on this. So for Spear, we're looking at 18, easy enough. He's been in a storm before. Luckily, this is a dexterity check for Haslin, so he's getting a +3. 19. Okay. They spend the day kind of holding on to the ropes as much as possible, repairing the knots that get loose. As the sun begins to set, Mr. Plug shouts over the storm. Keep it up, everyone! No rest for the wicked. He's kind of grabbed onto the till where Captain Harrigan is looking around and quickly gets back into his cabin and out of the storm. We're taking second shift, so more rigging repair. I think they... I don't know. Are we going to have to roll this again? I guess so. We're already in the rigging. Let's make some more climb checks. 3d20 for Spear. 17, 18. The last one is only a +3. So as he's 30 feet up in the air, he falls and takes 15 points of damage. Shit. Spear. Damn. Fuck. How many spells does he have left? He's cast 2 Cure Light Wounds. He has 2 more. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and cast Cure Light Wounds on himself again. 1d8 +1. And another. Okay, 6 + 8 is 14. And he gets back up into the rigging. Haslin, on the other hand, he's going to have a harder time at this. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 3d6. I should have rolled 3d20. There, okay. He's gotten the hang of climbing around, and he's able to move across the rigging as he needs to. Okay, so let's get to... We need 1d20 +5, a sail check from Spear. He's got it. And a dexterity check from Haslin. Oh, shit. Let me add a Mythic Surge onto that. So that's an 11. That does not pass. He needs a 12 on this one because of the storm. So he leaves several knots kind of untied, and Mr. Plug takes notice, which means that he's going to get punished for failing. Let me double check If a PC... The punishment for failing a check by 4 or less is merely a severe verbal reprimand. Okay. Mr. Plug does not have time. So as the crew heads down below deck, he pulls the gnome aside. Haslin, see to it that you keep the ropes taut and do the task that has been assigned to you. Right, Mr. Plug, I get it. I don't care for your excuses, gnome. Tomorrow you'll be working the main sails. Make sure that you do it right. All right. Spear just kind of looks down at him, shakes his head, and moves on. I think the crew at this point is much too tired for any kind of entertainment. The crew must stay up all night battling the storm. There is no evening rest or entertainment. And after the evening meal, assign the PCs new tasks from the task list. I didn't do that, but oh well. We're fine with giving them the same one. So it's the end of their second shift, and not even tomorrow. So actually, scratch that. The end of their second shift comes, and they need to make DC 14 Constitution checks to avoid becoming fatigued. Oh shit. Well, unfortunately, Spear still has 1 point of Constitution damage from that rum drinking game he played the other day. So his con's only sitting at a +2 instead of a +3. 19. He is A-okay. He's worked in a storm before. He knows exactly what he's doing. Haslin, however, he's been fucking up. He needs to make it as well. He's only getting a +1 to this. Oh my god. Poor Haslin. So as Mr. Plug is berating him, now you've got to go and work on the main sails. Make sure that you keep it up. And do the task that's assigned to you. All right, Mr. Plug. I'm not feeling too great. I don't care how you're feeling, gnome. Get to work. So Haslin is currently fatigued. On top of it, they haven't had any time to rest, so Spear is completely... His Cure Light Wounds spells are gone. Let's pull up Sandara's character sheet, because we may need more Cure Light Wounds before the day is done. We're on to the second day of tasks, and Haslin's on the main sail. Tough work raising and lowering the mainsail. Spear's also doing line work, hard work hoisting and lowering sails. So they're kind of working together. I think they're still partnered up in kind of a way. And now the DC checks to avoid becoming fatigued or exhausted are 18. If a PC's already fatigued and fails the check, they'll become exhausted and drop to sleep at work. That'll earn them 6 lashes. Mr. Plug does not take lightly to those who sleep on the job. All right, let's start with Spear. He's well trained at this stuff. He's not fatigued, and it's a DC Profession Sailor check. He needs a +12. 18. He's sailing through this, honestly. Cool. Let's head over to... Unfortunately for Haslin, this is a strength check. So he's getting a -1 to this. He needs to make a 12. Oh my god, he's not going to be able to do it. A 9. Oh my god, he's so close. 9 + 4 is 13. Oh, the gnomish man barely makes it through the day of work. As him and Spear are working on the sails, a cry goes out. Man overboard! And someone goes overboard. Holy shit. Who is it gonna be? At some point during the storm, a friendly NPC Your choice, but not Ambrose or Sandara Quinn goes overboard. I want to zoom in. There we go. Who is it going to be? We have a few friendly NPCs. We've got Rosie, we've got Barefoot Sam's, and we've got Jack Scrimshaw. So I'm going to roll a 1d3 to see which one of those it will be. It's Rosie. Shit, fuck. God dang it. Okay. Man overboard! And Rosie goes, ah! As she falls overboard, tumbling and rolling, not even able to grab onto the rail, and hits the waters. Firstly, she's going to have to make a DC 20 swim check. Rosie might... she also has constitution damage from the drinking game before, but she also might have fatigue from working like a 12-hour shift. Shit, Rosie, no! Let's make a constitution check. It's just a +0 for her. 1d20. So not only is she... Oh my god, she's also fatigued. Holy shit. What does fatigue do exactly? I think she's dead. I think she's totally dead. I don't know if this is if she's gonna be okay. Fatigued. A fatigued character can neither run nor charge and takes a -2 penalty to strength and dex. Doing anything that would normally cause fatigue causes them to become exhausted. Okay, so normally she'd have a +3 to her strength check. So she's sitting at a +2 for this swim check. She's going under. There's no way. She needs a 20. 17. She goes over, and Spear sees her. No! Rosie! And as he gets to the edge of the ship, she sees her just sink underneath the water. The NPC must make 2 consecutive DC 20 swim checks within 12 checks, or the wormwood vanishes from sight and the character is lost at sea. The PCs can try to rescue the overboard NPC by tossing rope to them. On the first round, the NPC is 10 feet away. Each succeeding round, they drift further away. If the attack misses, the rope lands too far away to help and must be drawn back and thrown again. So Spear goes and grabs the rope, and he's going to go ahead and throw it to the spot where she was at least, and try and get it to her. He's making a ranged touch attack. That's a +2. Not great. Not great at all. Can we do... He can't throw 2 ropes, though. I can't use my mythic power and make it a sudden attack. Okay, the PC must make a ranged touch attack against the character in the water. Range increment 10 feet. So every 10 feet after, we're going to gain penalties. If the attack hits, the NPC in the water gains a bonus on their swim checks equal... Okay, up to 3 characters can add their strength modifiers to help in this way. Got it. Got it. Holy shit, so he needs to land this. What was the AC for this? Use the rules for splash weapons to see where the rope lands. So I have to make a ranged touch attack against the character in the water. Rosie's touch AC is 12. Ah, shit. Fuck. Okay. Okay, Spear, you got this. +2. 4. Holy shit. I can't even... Nope. So the rope misses. It's a splash weapon, essentially. Must be drawn back and thrown again, or a new rope must be thrown. Well, let's see where it lands. I mean, it's 1 space away from her, right? So it lands behind her. Rosie needs to make a swim check to even get above water. We see her gurgling, like being tossed back and forth on the waves. DC 10. Oh my god, she's dead. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. How is there even a way for her to catch up? No, Rosie, I was so excited for you. Oh, no. Oh my god. Oh my god. So Spear quickly pulls back the rope, trying to get it to her. Can anyone else help? Sandara, she has better decks. Haslin has better decks. Okay, so Haslin runs up. He's also going to grab a rope and throw it to the spot where she is. Unfortunately, it's been some time. So each succeeding round, the NPC drifts 1d3 times 10 feet further away from the ship. Fucking shit. 20 feet away. So she's now 30 feet away and underwater, unable to get herself above the surface of the water. She's holding her breath, which she can hold it for a while, but not long enough. Holy shit. Oh my god, I'm freaking out. Okay, Pathfinder range increments. I need to see what a range increment does. What the penalty is for being outside of the range is. I'm so nervous. I can't believe it. A -4 penalty? Was that right? Oh, cumulative -2. Yeah, so it's -4 now. So he's just throwing a flat 1d20. 7? He needs to hit a 12. Mythic Surge. Roll 1d6. No, that's a miss. Spear can try again. He's sitting at a -2 now. Natural 20. It hits. She has a few checks left. She just needs to get above the water and grab the rope. Let's see. Let me look at this again. If the attack hits, the NPC in the water gains a bonus on their swim checks equal to twice the total strength modifiers of those hauling the rope. So it's the spears that hit. So first she'll get the strength check. Maybe she sees the rope floating in front of her. She grabs out at it. Spear, his strength modifier is +3. So with the rope, equal to twice the total strength modifiers. Okay. So she's getting +6, +8 on this swim check. 23. She's up. She sees the rope. We see her come up above water. Hold on. She takes a deep breath, barely able to hold on. She needs to make another check. I think if Haslin joins in, he's got a -1, so he can't do much. He's not adding anything to help. Sandara, on the other hand, if she's there, she gets a +1. So that gives her a +8 on the swim check, +10 total. She needs to roll a 10 or higher. 29. Holy shit. So as she grabs the rope, she comes up above air, gasping for breath. Spear and Sandara are like pulling the rope up, and Rosie makes it, oh my god, makes it onto the top of the ship. Oh my god, fuck you, thank you so fucking much, god damn it, fucking holy fucking shit, my life was flashing before my eyes. Think nothing of it. Rosie, are you alright? Hey, Rosie, can you're gonna be okay. I promise you. Are you wounded? Are you? No, I'm fucking fine. Get your hands off of me. God damn it. Holy shit. Holy shit. Well done, everyone. They all kind of turn as they see Mr. Plug. Now get back to work. Oh my god. That was a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be. That was a lot harder. I mean, she had 12 rounds, essentially, to make it. But each round that it goes past, she's getting further and further away from the ship and making it even more impossible for her to get back on board. That was... If you don't get someone in those first 2 rounds, because if we'd gone a third round, she would have gone potentially 30 feet away or another 20 feet away. We would have been sitting at another -4 to their throws. No way. Hell no. No way is she getting back on board after that. It's just not happening. Okay, cool. So we're back on deck, and Mr. Plug tells them to get back to work. They've got con checks to make, DC 18 Constitution checks to avoid becoming fatigued or exhausted. They were both able to manage to do their work. Even Haslin was able to do the mainsail duties that he was given today. So they're making DC 18 con checks. Fucking A. Haslin. If he falls... Because, right, this is the... They're pulling double duty again. Right? When the night shift ends, the next day's work begins and new tasks are assigned. Here we go. Yeah, so they must make 18. Okay. We'll start with Spear, since he's been doing pretty well. He's sitting at a +2. DC 18. 5. He passes out, exhausted. This is at the end of the second shift, however. And for Haslin, what was he, a +1 on his con check? He's already fatigued as well. I've got that condition on. So it's still just +1. 10. He passes out. And the two of them pass out at the end of their shift into their hammocks, exhausted, as the sound of the storm fades away. Holy shit. Holy shit, that was crazy. I don't even know what to make of that. I think Haslin, maybe wakes up in the middle of the night and sees everyone. I'm sorry, Spear wakes up in the middle of the night and sees everyone passed out. He wakes up just as the storm sort of subsides. Everyone's safe. Everyone's wrapped carefully into their hammocks. And a sort of clarity comes over him. And he falls back to sleep at peace with the day's work. Both of our dudes are exhausted. After 1 hour of complete rest, an exhausted character becomes fatigued. And after 8 hours of complete rest, fatigued characters are no longer fatigued. So, luckily, come the morning of day 10, Our heroes are no longer fatigued or exhausted. They've managed to make their way through the storm and managed to save the life of Rosie Cuswell on top of it. We've got, I think, enough time in today's stream to go through one more day. They come up on board in the morning of day 10. And the top deck looks a mess. I think seaweed has been like tossed overboard, or onto board, I should say, at certain points of the night. Do I have music? Something might be nice. There's a strange serenity as the sun is shining through the gray, dark clouds. When they look around, Spear walks up behind Mr. Plug. Well, I see you're awake. Made it through the shift easy enough, huh? Bright, the storm. Mr. Plug, no one else moved to help save Rosie when she went overboard. Why should we? She's new, just like you. Mr. Plug, don't you think that every person on board this ship is important? Is necessary to make things work? I think you should keep your opinions to yourself, Spear. And I think we'll have you back on the lines today. And he just kind of nods. Spear, I don't know, turns and looks. I wonder if anyone saw how Spear and Sandara and even Haslin came to Rosie's defense. We're going to go ahead and roll we're going to consult our Oracle dice. So we're going to roll 2d6 and we're going to pull a hero card. Yes, overwhelmingly. Interesting. So yes, positive answer, big, a lot. Our second roll was a 2. So flawed, minor, or modest. People definitely saw it, but their opinions aren't changing much based on what happened. We've pulled the Trumpet, which is a lawful good card of Constitution. That's 2 Constitution cards that we've pulled tonight. Spear gets some looks, and I think Sandara comes to him. She maybe also is working on the rigging today. That was very brave. Where's my voice? That was very brave what you did last night. Trying to save Rosie. I was not alone, Sandara. You and Haslin helped as well. Yes, but such charity and generosity is, I must tell you, is not common aboard pirate ships. The rest of the crew here, they're not going to think fondly of you for this. What do you mean? Every crew member should be of importance to making the ship run well, don't you think? I don't disagree with you, Spear, but I'm just letting you know. In Besmoro's practices, it's every man for himself. Or every person for themselves, I suppose. I think you did the right thing. I like Rosie. But Besmora would not have minded. In fact, in some wings of the church, losing Rosie overboard could have been seen as a worthy sacrifice to the Pirate Queen. He looks at her. I did not know that Besmora required human sacrifice. Not necessarily human sacrifice, but sacrifice in general. If I were you, I would throw a couple of gold coins overboard. Let's make a religion check. Lawful goodness is not in Besmara's sort of... She's chaotic neutral. So lawful good being the trumpet card that we just pulled, people are looking at Spear as if he's a goody two-shoes. He's not trained in religion, so this is just a flat, intelligence check? Yeah, all knowledges are intelligence in Pathfinder 1E. Yes. So he's getting a +1 on this. 11. He nods. And he's gonna put 1d10 gold coins overboard. 3 gold coins. A10. Spear drops. He pulls 3 coins out of the 100 coin bag that he won in his fight against the owl bear. And pulls 3 gold coins. And drops them overboard. Alright, Besmara. Alright, Besmara. This is for you. You have taken so much from my life already. If you require more sacrifice to remain happy, then I suppose I will continue to feed the beast that you are. Sindara looks on. Not the best of Besmaran prayers, but it will do. And the crew gets to work. Sorry? Banning a bot in chat. Because we don't like bots. We don't like bots at all. And he gets to work. Spear's back on the lines today. DC 10, profession check, easy peasy. We're not looking to do any kind of well, I don't know. No, he's goody two-shoes. He's going to focus on his work today and work diligently. 14. Easy enough. And constitution check. After all of that, his con damage has fully healed from the drinking game. And so we're back up to +2 as he once was. Shouldn't he be at a +3? What else do I have here? Nope, +2. He's barely not fatigued. Barely. Haslin heads down to the galley where he meets with Ambrose. Ambrose is disconcertingly sober. Disconcertingly sober. Oh, Haslin. Seems you made it through the storm all right. Sorry you couldn't weather it out down here with me. Right. Haslin rubs his eyes. That was kind of intense, Ambrose. Yeah, storms at sea can be a little tough at times. But, we get through it all right. Easy enough. Every once in a while. We almost lost somebody yesterday, Ambrose. Oh, did we? Anyone I know? Yeah, you know Rosie, right? Young halfling woman? Yeah, the one who cusses a lot. But she's quite handy with the fiddle. Yeah, well, hopefully her fiddle didn't take too much water damage from going overboard. You look tired. Why don't you, take the day trying to get some fish for us? It shouldn't be too hard for you. Oh, right, fishing. Okay, all right, I can try that. I can try that. And with the help of Hawk, Aslan goes fishing. He kind of goes up to the upper deck and pulls some nets over the side of the ship. 14. Easy enough. He's able to catch enough fish and croup. I could even throw a +4 on that. He catches plenty of fish. And Croup cooks them up for dinner. I think everyone's just exhausted. And so tonight our heroes go straight to sleep. Rosie comes over before bed to talk to Spear. Hey, fuckwad. Hey, Spear. Rosie, how are you doing? Do you feel better? Yeah, I'm fucking fine. Don't worry about it. Look, you've been really nice to me. Okay? And, don't take it personally, but you're not my type. Got it? So if you're trying to get with me, no. He shakes his head, stifling back a laugh. Rosie, please do not misunderstand. I am not trying to bed you or anything. What, you think I'm fucking ugly? No. You are fine and fair, or whatever they say. It's just, I like you. You seem like a good person. A good person, huh? Fuck that. I don't know if I've ever been called a fucking good person before, but thanks, Spear. I would only hope that you would do the same for me, were I to fall overboard. But, were I to fall overboard, I would not be as bad off as you. Right, because of, she taps her neck, them things you got on the side of your neck, right? Yes, my gills, they allow me to live under the sea. So you're like a fishman or something? Well, one could put it that way, and he holds up his hands and you can see they're webbed. But my life has brought me above the surface of the waves, and I quite like it up here in the sun. Yeah, well, I'm sure you fucking do. It's not that bad, and I gotta say it's nice having you here. Before you and Hausland came on board, it was kind of fucking lonely. You know, didn't really have anyone. Sandara was pissing me off, trying to be friends with me, and that guy over there. She looks over, and you can see a pale gnomish man with a eye patch and a dashing red hat. Oh yes, Conchabar, was it not? Yeah, Cockabar or whatever. Dude won't fucking stop flirting with me. He's a real right prick. Well, I will tell you again, Rosie, I'm not trying to flirt with you. I'm looking for allies. I've never been a pirate before. You know, neither have I. And I didn't quite imagine that this is how my pirating career would fucking start off. But, I suppose it could be worse. I mean, I could have drowned yesterday. Right, that would not have been a good start to your pirating career. And the pair of them laugh. Well, do you like me to talk to Cockabar? Cockabar? I hope that nickname sticks. Nah, don't worry, I can take care of myself. Are you sure? It seems like, you've been needing extra help. Hey, don't fuck with me, alright? I'm the one who fucks with people. You got that? Right. Then they laugh and smile at each other before Rosie heads off to her bunk. I think Conchabar does throw a look over, noticing that the two were talking and looking over at him. And he throws a nasty glare in Spear's direction, who Why is it that everyone seems to think I'm flirting with people all the time? Maybe it's these surface ways. Well, Haslin pops up. I mean, you could actually try flirting with people, and then when they think you were flirting, you'd be able to say you were, and well, maybe you'd get lucky, my friend. I do not wish to get lucky in this way. Besides, what place on this boat are we to... Haslin, mind your own business. All right, just, Hey, listen, Spear. If I go overboard, would you do the same for me? Would you have thrown that rope for me? Well, I suppose so. You are someone on board that I know, and who is not actively trying to stab me in the back. Is that the best kind of praise you can... Is that the best kind of praise you can give me, Spear? Listen, Haslin, I want you to succeed in your career, but we also have to look out for ourselves and each other, no? I suppose so. I mean, it's clear that the officers on board the ship wouldn't care if we died or lived, as long as we're willing to pull ropes and cook food. Yes. What the first week on board for Wormwood, huh? Right, what a first week. Good night, Spear. Good night, Haslin. And the crew of the Wormwood settles in for the night. Thanks for hanging out for episode 4 of The Spear and the Sea. We will be raiding over to Manapot Studios, so please stay tuned as we raid. We're there. They are playing a... excuse me. We'll be raiding over to Manapot Studios. They are in the midst of the 3rd episode of their Flights of Fandom flight through the Dishonored series. /raid Manapot Studios. So they're playing a Powered by the Apocalypse hack of a game. I think Blades in the Dark, and they've set it in the Dishonored world. So we're gonna head over there now. But I want to thank you all once again for hanging out with me tonight. Please come back next Saturday for the 5th episode of The Spear and the Sea, in which we get into some combat in a beautiful coral reef. Have a good night, everyone.